Yeah. Both of them?
Yes, ma'am. I'm on State Road 11. I had just called the emergency line probably maybe 10 minutes ago about a gentleman who's driving very erratically.
He then finally proceeded to go around me really fast, got in front. We videoed him the whole time, so I have all the video.
One minute, you're standing beside a patrol car doing your job. The next, you can't feel your arms or legs, and you're asking your fellow officer to call an ambulance.
Focus on your breathing. Where's your brother live, Miami?
Yeah.
Both of them?
My little brother lives at home.
Alright.
My hands are really shaky.
It's alright. He was testing drugs and fell out. He walked over, said he's lightheaded, and basically passed out. Okay.
That's what happened to Flagler County Sheriff's Deputy Nick Hoosier during what initially looked like a routine traffic investigation in Florida. And the terrifying part? His body camera captured nearly all of it. It was around 3:45 in the afternoon on August 10th, 2023, when deputies were called to State Road 11 in Bunnell.
Flagler County 911, where's your emergency?
Yes, ma'am. I'm on State Road 11. I had just called the emergency line probably maybe 10 minutes ago about a gentleman who's driving very erratically.
Yes, ma'am.
He just ran off of the road, and we're here behind him, and my husband's trying to keep him from driving further, but he's almost hit about 6 cars head on.
All right, so is he still off the road?
My husband's standing with him off to the side, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
The call was about a driver who had allegedly been involved in a hit and run and then continued driving recklessly. Several people had reportedly seen the vehicle leave the roadway multiple times and nearly cause more crashes. Eventually, the driver stopped. By the time deputies arrived, several bystanders were already there, keeping an eye on the situation.
So who did what and how'd it go?
Okay, so we turned on from Bunnell. We jumped onto this road because we're going back to our shop. He come up behind me, windshield wipers on, and almost nailed the back of me. So he then finally proceeded to go around me really fast, got in front. We videoed him the whole time, so I have all the video. But he almost hit.
iPhone?
Yes, sir.
Inside the vehicle was a 61-year-old man named George Clemons. According to the Flagler County Sheriff's Office, deputies found his car keys underneath his leg. They also noticed several items in plain view, including suspected narcotics, an empty Bud Light can, and a small bottle of alcohol.
I'm just going to put these back in here for now.
The situation quickly moved beyond a simple traffic stop. Clemons refused to perform field sobriety exercises, and deputies arrested him on suspicion of DUI.
Car? Yeah, you got found with a bunch of drugs in our deputies in the hospital. Yeah, that's fine. Did you go with me over to the...
But while the investigation continued, deputies began examining the suspected drugs found inside the vehicle.
So weed's positive, but that bag was the one that got him, so just be careful.
Where is those?
In the back, yeah, in the toolboxes.
That's where Deputy Nick Hoosier came into the picture. Hoosier was wearing personal protective equipment as he began testing a white, powdery substance. Nothing about the scene initially suggested that something was about to go seriously wrong. Then Hoosier started feeling different. He became lightheaded. At first, it may have seemed like something he could simply shake off, but the feeling didn't disappear. Instead, it got worse. Huzior turned toward Deputy First Class Kyle Gaddy and told him he was feeling extremely lightheaded. He was also becoming shaky.
I just got really lightheaded.
You did?
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Call EMS.
Have a seat. Have a seat.
Then came a much more alarming symptom. Huzior said he couldn't feel his arms or legs. At that point, this wasn't something the deputies could afford to ignore.
Talk to me. What are you feeling?
I feel really dizzy. Oh, I just feel like being really fast.
Keep talking to me, man.
I'm good. I hear you.
How you feeling?
Okay.
Huzior told Gaddy to call for paramedics, and while the call for EMS was being made, Gaddy had another option available to him: Narcan. Because the substance Huzior had been testing could potentially contain fentanyl, Gaddy administered a dose as a precaution, but there was no instant Hollywood-style recovery.
Hey, take it of it. It's not gonna hurt you if it's not it. Here. See your nose, man. Look up. Breathe in. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in.
Huzior didn't suddenly stand up and say he was fine. Instead, the situation remained tense. He continued feeling sick, and after several minutes, he wasn't improving. Gaddy made the decision to administer a second dose. The Bodycam footage gives the incident an entirely different feeling, because we're not hearing about what happened afterward from someone standing miles away. We're watching it unfold from Huzior's own perspective. A deputy who arrived at the scene to investigate someone else's suspected drug activity was now the one receiving emergency treatment, and everyone around him was waiting for the ambulance to arrive.
Kyle, I think he peed in the back of your seat, just so you know. Just a heads up. It looks like he's sitting in it.
What?
He peed in the back of the seat.
I'll just take Alvarez and Rod. I'll take Alvarez and Rod.
At one point, people passing by stopped to check on the deputies. They weren't part of the investigation. They were simply strangers who saw that something was wrong and wanted to help. Eventually, Flagler County Fire Rescue arrived. Huzior was taken to Advent Health Palm Coast, where he was treated in the emergency room. Fortunately, he survived. He was later released from the hospital and was expected to recover, but there was still one major question. What exactly had Huzior been exposed to? The substance he had been testing was later reported by deputies to have tested presumptively positive for fentanyl.
Yeah, they were right. They were pulling out as we passed them. That's in the car. Hold on. Try it now. Really? We got one coming. Thank you.
And that detail changed the way the entire incident was viewed. Fentanyl is an extremely powerful synthetic opioid, which is why law enforcement agencies have become increasingly cautious when dealing with unknown powders and suspected narcotics. But there is an important distinction here. The Bodycam footage shows Huzior becoming ill while testing the substance, and authorities reported a presumptive positive fentanyl result.
I got your keys, all right?
Thank you.
Focus on your breathing.
Where's your brother live? Miami?
Yeah.
Both of them?
My little brother lives at home.
Alright.
My hands are really shaky.
It's alright.
He was testing drugs and so out. He walked over, said he's lightheaded, and basically passed out.
Okay. Hey, partner. What happened?
You just had it all?
I was testing
he didn't fall all the way
marijuana.
down. We sat
I
down.
tested that. I tested a white substance. Then
Okay.
as I put it in the test kit, I got lightheaded. Okay. They
You
got
just-
it.
I used to.
That doesn't, by itself, establish exactly how the substance caused his symptoms. In fact, health experts have disputed the idea that simply touching fentanyl through intact skin causes an overdose.
Hold on. Done. We'll just bring it over here and we'll put you on it. How about that?
Twice. I got it.
This one's still live. This yours, Kyle?
The exact route and circumstances of an exposure matter, so the safest way to describe what happened is simple. Huzior became seriously ill while testing suspected narcotics.
Testing fentanyl problem.
10-4.
I see rescue coming right behind us here.
Yeah, they were pulling out as we passed them.
Here's your phone right here.
It's in the car. Hold on.
You guys have the Q10?
Right now.
And that substance later tested presumptively positive for fentanyl. And regardless of the exact mechanism, the incident shows how unpredictable a drug investigation can become. Because the deputies weren't chasing an armed suspect at that moment, they weren't in the middle of a shootout. There was no dramatic confrontation. The danger was sitting quietly inside a vehicle. A small amount of powder was enough to turn an ordinary evidence test into a medical emergency.
Need some water, man?
You got some?
Yep. Don't mind a drink out of it?
Okay.
Was that under an undershirt too?
Take an undershirt.
Meanwhile, George Clemons was facing a long list of charges.
Hold on. Let's try to scoot back some. It'll probably get you a little bit more comfortable, alright? Well, I can't let you out. I'm just making sure you're alright. Try to scoot back some, that'll probably make it a little easier. Alright?
Law enforcement help here?
I need a vehicle tow.
Okay.
Don't call anybody.
According to authorities, those included DUI, possession of fentanyl, cocaine possession, possession of less than 20 grams of marijuana, possession of a legend drug without a prescription, possession of Suboxone, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Bunnell police also charged him in connection with leaving the scene of a crash involving property or vehicle damage.
Can you go with me over to the...
Clemons was held at the Flagler County Jail on a $25,500 bond, but the criminal charges weren't the part of this case that made the Bodycam footage so unsettling. It was what happened to Huzior, because for several minutes, another deputy had to watch his colleague deteriorate right in front of him. Gaddy didn't have the luxury of waiting for a doctor to explain what was happening. He had a deputy who was becoming increasingly unwell. He had suspected narcotics nearby, and he had Narcan in his kit, so he acted. First dose, no immediate improvement. Second dose, then they waited for EMS. Eventually, the ambulance arrived and Huzior received professional medical care. He made it home. But the incident left behind a powerful reminder for the officers who responded. Police work doesn't always look dangerous when it begins. Sometimes it's a traffic stop. Sometimes it's a bag of evidence. Sometimes it's a powder that looks harmless sitting inside a plastic container. And sometimes the most important person on scene isn't the suspect being arrested. It's the officer standing next to you. For Deputy Nick Huzior, that ordinary investigation could have ended very differently. Instead, his partner recognized the warning signs, reached for Narcan, called for help, and stayed with him until medical professionals arrived. And because the entire incident was captured on Bodycam, we can see just how quickly a routine investigation can turn into an emergency. The traffic stop started with a reckless driver. It ended with a deputy being rushed to the hospital. And somewhere in between those two moments, a routine drug test became a fight to get one officer safely home.